can you talk about frequency hopping and directional signals?
Mm,
How useful,
yeah.
non-useful,
I'm
possible,
glad you brought it
non-possible?
up. I'm really glad you brought it up. That is, you know, that is the direction that we need to go. That is the direction that things uh, are going. It requires, a certain amount of technology and development. Frequency hopping. Obviously, frequency hopping has been around a long time. It's how your cell phone works. Okay, but it hasn't been adapted to drones as much. I mean, the Shaheeds have it. Obviously, they have basically a cell phone inside of them. You know, um, but consider that the infrastructure necessary to have frequency hopping on in your cellular network is you have cellular towers mounted every kilometer, 3 kilometers, whatever that is. Okay, and they form this hexagonal grid essentially that covers an area. Okay, well, if you're going to do that with drones, that means you have to have a bunch of different antennas, or one antenna with a bunch of different, one mast, I should say, with a bunch of different antennas on it, which is a huge target. Okay. And all of those antennas on that mast cost money. Um, and so, so it is the way that things are going. That's going to preserve the use of radio frequency drones for longer, essentially, you um, but that needs to be more in development. What was the other thing you asked about?
Uh,
Frequency hopping.
Frequency hop and directional
Yeah.
signals.
Oh yeah. So directional signals. I mean that's obvious. It's already being used. Yagis
What
or
is it called?
various.
Narrow band? Was it called narrow band? What is the professional term
There's
for it?
narrowband. That's one thing. Narrowband means you are. I mean, most of our drones are on narrowband, so they're just a range of 5 megahertz or less. That's shooting out, or 1 megahertz. Okay, that's the range of, as opposed to being spread out over 20 megahertz. Okay, it's more like shining a flashlight, focusing in a very strong frequency rather than being spread out. Okay, both have their. You also have ultra wideband where you can. Oh, you got some interference over here. You can move over here a little bit and do that kind of frequency hopping within a certain range, essentially. But the physics of the antennas limit how much that range is going to be. The size of the antenna, it's a factor of the size of the light wave. Actually, it has to be um, at or close to a factor of the sine wave. If you can picture that, not to get too mathy about it. Okay, and that is what
No,
determines
no,
the
we're
size
already in
of.
sections that like if people stick around this part, so we can get into that as well. That's fine.
Right. So, yeah. So you've got that as that is coming essentially. Another thing that is coming is anti-spoofing technologies for like GPS and things. Um, and that can be used. We already have like diversity antennas. So you have two antennas picking up the same signal, and that helps to filter out noise. So I think we're going to get into more of that in terms of like GPS. There's technology that's in the works that's like CRPA, that determines the direction of the source of a GPS signal effectively, basically, and says, "Oh, that's coming from the wrong direction. I don't want to use that one. I'm going to use another one." Because there are multiple GPS satellites and they're up in the sky, and most of your spoofing electronic warfare systems are down on the ground. So, if you can block those even in a rudimentary fashion, um, or force your GPS system to deny those, then that's helpful. It's one tool in the toolbox.